What's up, guys? Welcome back to the FNG Academy. Buck here, former Green Beret, here to help you guys get selected. Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about the best martial art for operators. That's karate. Is it karate? What is it? What is the end-all be-all? I think you guys already know where I'm going with this. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by Moya brand. One of my favorite gi companies. Let me show you my favorite gi. This is my go-to Moya brand gi. I love this gi. It's the, what is it? The Brooks and Castles black. Dude, this thing is so sick. I love it. Shabam! Love this gi. Thanks, Moya brand. Thanks to Jesse over at Moya brand. This video, like I said, is sponsored by Moya brand. If you haven't checked out Moya brand's gis, go do so. They fit amazing. And just so you guys know, for a reference, I am 180 pounds. I am 5 foot 9 inches. I wear an A2 and I wash it and dry it every single time. And they fit perfectly. So if that helps, I know sizing is always a deal. And here's another thing, guys. I want to talk about gis real quick. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Don't go cheap gi. Listen, everyone wants to just go to Amazon real quick and order, the cheapest, like $80 Fuji. I'm not saying Fujis are bad gis. They sponsor a lot of great people, or anything's a bad gi, but these really inexpensive gis, like 65, 70 bucks. I have spent more money on cheap gis because I don't like them. They shrink too fast. The material doesn't fit right. The sizing is off. Than I have just getting one good quality gi right out of the gate. So make sure you go check out Moya brand. Their gis are amazing. I wash and dry it every single time. Full hot, in the dryer. I don't want to worry about my gi. My wife accidentally throwing it in the dryer and now all of a sudden my gi fits up to here, and she's just ruined a $185 gi. So if you are near my size, I have an A2, wash it on hot, dry the shit out of it. It's so soft and plushy. I love them. All right, guys, so let's talk about the best martial art for operators. If you're an operator, you want to be an operator, what kind of martial art should you do? And I know this is like super taboo for all those guys out there because some guys have invested a lot of time into their martial arts. Just so you know, I started off in karate. And to this day, people talk a lot of smack about, oh, karate, it's a wussy art or it's fake or any of that stuff. But here's the deal. The karate dojo that I started at, it was intense. Like I was actually fearful going to class because we would fight. And when we're sparring hard, and I would get the shit kicked out of me regularly. So, but the good thing is I learned how to kick. Like my kicks are still good to this day because all the training I put in years ago in karate. But what do I do now? I do Jiu Jitsu. I love Jiu Jitsu. You see Jocko doing Jiu Jitsu. You see Andy Stumpf doing Jiu Jitsu. JP Dental. You see all these, SEALs doing Jiu Jitsu. Why Jiu Jitsu? Why is Jiu Jitsu so good? It's not so much that like, oh, what about boxing? Well, obviously, mixed martial arts is going to get you in the best fighting ability. Mixed martial arts. People are mixing, boxing with Muay Thai, with Jiu Jitsu. Mixed martial arts is the end all be all. UFC, mixed martial arts. But guess what? Operators don't have the time to train like a professional fighter and study Muay Thai and then study boxing and then study Jiu Jitsu. We're not at training camps, right? We could usually squeeze in an hour-long class. So which thing that we pick is very important. Now, a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms are also going to focus on judo because here's the deal is jiu-jitsu wants to end the fight mostly on the ground, but we need to be able to get them to the ground. And to get them to the ground, no art is better than judo and wrestling. I almost said just judo, and wrestling. So to me, a good jiu-jitsu gym is going to focus on judo, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's just my opinion. I'm just a blue belt, guys. Just throwing that out there, just a blue belt. You've seen me get my ass kicked by Andy, who's a purple belt and is a phenomenal jiu-jitsu player. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it right here. Pew, 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 pew. Go check that out. Andy freaking annihilates me. He's so good. And I love that gym that he trains at. But I'm just a blue belt, but it's not the point. It's not the point if you're a white belt, a blue belt, purple, brown. The point is that jiu-jitsu is good for the body. It's good for the mind. You're learning how to manipulate people in a way that you could protect yourself. You could avoid injury, and you could really hurt somebody and de-escalate a fight if you had to. As an operator, being in close quarter combat, close quarter battles, their joint manipulation is going to be huge. So yes, jiu-jitsu is good, and you could do jiu-jitsu standing up. People think, well, you don't want to be an operator with the fight on the ground. I was like, listen, dude, there's so many standing moves because jiu-jitsu teaches you joint manipulation and how to use people's joints to get them to submit or to break those joints so they can't use them against you as a weapon, right? That doesn't mean I have to take them to the ground, lay on my back, and do an arm bar to get them to tap out. There's so many wrist locks. Like I've bumped in with people, like good jiu-jitsu practitioners. You do the slap bump when you start a fight. Slap bump, they grab my elbow, boom, wrist lock me into their chest. Boom, I'm tapping immediately. They could have easily broke my wrist. That's a standing wrist lock. He was just messing with me, a friend of mine. But if you know how to do these things, you could break people's wrists, elbows so fast just from standing. You don't always have to take people to the ground. So, but here's the best thing about jiu-jitsu and why I think everyone should be doing it. Is first, it's building confidence, it's building self-control, it's building awareness of fighting and how you could still get lucky, right? Like you could be a way higher belt. Someone could still slip you in a rear naked choke because you didn't see it coming or whatever, and you're going to sleep. And now you're at the mercy of whoever just put you to sleep. You could, people scramble, catch you with an elbow to the face. You won't believe. I mean, look at his nose. It's clearly not the first time it's been smashed and fixed and moved around because accidents happen, and that could happen in a fight where someone just gets lucky. So what I love about it is that you're just like from white belt, you're going to school. You're learning immense amounts every minute that you're on the mats. You're always getting your butt kicked. And then one day you'll start to get better and all of a sudden you're losing less often, not winning, but losing less often. And then, something kicks in. It's usually, 6 months in, a white belt, and all of a sudden something clicks and you start to win every once in a while. And it's so addicting because it's like every rabbit hole leads to another rabbit hole. And a good black belt, it's like there's no end to their rabbit holes. This leads to that, which leads to this. And it's like a game of chess. You get to use your mind. You get to use your body. You get to use your mind. You get to use your body. And once you understand how the basic concepts work, it's so fun. You're just playing and having a good time. You can go ham, full out wrestler mode, and try to give it everything you got, or you could relax and flow and play and have a good time. So if you're really truly wondering what the best martial art is for an operator, obviously go be Tim Kennedy, a UFC fighter, hands down without question. But if you're being realistic and you don't want to pursue training on a regular basis in multiple areas and multiple aspects, you want to get an hour in 2 to 3 times a week, jiu-jitsu, hands down, is the place to put your effort. So if you guys have asked, that's my answer. I believe in that wholeheartedly. So go sign up for jiu-jitsu. I promise you guys are going to love it. And yes, it will help you. It's going to help your physical endurance. It's going to help your confidence. And there are times in the Army where you're going to need to fight. One time we were at the range, and me and my fellow teammate were talking smack to each other. Well, our team were like, "Nah, you guys want to talk smack? You're going to handle it." And they put us in a bull pit, which just they stood around us and they said, fight. And I know this seems barbaric, and I can't believe you guys would do that. But sometimes, things need to be handled on a team right then and there. And we fought, and he punched me in the mouth, bleeding all over the place. I put him in an armbar. Yes, I went took him to the ground, did an armbar, and won the fight through an armbar. So Jiu Jitsu helped me win that fight. I had to take one to get to that close range, but that's fighting. But here's the cool thing. I helped my buddy up. We were great friends after that. We squashed our beef, and he was totally fine. I was totally fine. Jiu-Jitsu enables you to control the fight all the way up to, letting someone know you won without hurting them. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Just a little rant. Go do some jiu-jitsu. I promise it'll help here and here too. Talk to you guys next time. Nothing has helped me more in my process of healing than helping other people. Doing the YouTube channel, figuring out ways to help people in the best and biggest way I can. What's up, guys? Back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Buck here from Green Beret. Could help you guys get selected. There's a lot of stress that comes with trying to go this route. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety. Yeah. So now how can we use content to let them laugh, let them see that we're normal ass people. If we can do it, they can do it. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this painting with Buck Ross. Right? Here to help you guys? No, not today. Gear review. Oh yeah. Wait till you read the book. The book goes into things that were really difficult to talk about. It goes into my failures. It goes into my failures as a Green Beret. It goes into my failures as a man, as a husband. The things that we went through growing up, getting shot at as a kid, things like that. It's deep. If you guys have wondered how I've managed to get from basically, a police officer, no one knows who I am, to where I'm at now, obviously, a huge part of that is I put together an amazing team. 2 Green Berets and an amazing videographer, all of whom I've known for years. They're my best friends. I've worked my ass off. I've spent probably about $5,000 in plane tickets over the last year. We started Wine and Rations with Andy Stump. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this episode of Wine and Rations. Recently, I was reached out to by a dude named Bedros Keuilian.
I reached out to this guy, and I was like, hey man, could you be like a surrogate dad, older brother figure for this guy? And he said yes.
Before you guys step off to go to basic, to go to selection, to start your journey, I highly encourage you to do this one thing. And this is my last bit of advice to you before you guys leave and you can't watch the FNG Academy for a while and you have to keep, my voice ringing in your head. Help other people.